Yeah, well, actually, I wasn't allowed to because of legal, but they already used my recipe, so uh, we just had literally a $700 bowl of guacamole. Because they charge you not like for food service guacamole, they charge you as if it's full retail. So it actually is kind of pricey. Not 2011 maybe, 2010. I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe 2009, 2010. Yeah, maybe 2010. Fucking Juka should know. He's the one who cheated and Googled it. So, oh, see, even PQ. Somebody's doing the PQRST portion of this room. That's why Juka's number one, baby, number one. I'm recording this portion. Oh, street smart legal tip: you record the half of the conversation that is yourself. You don't record the whole thing, and you disclose, "Hey, I'm recording myself while I'm talking to you." It's a legal hack. So I can come back to it if you guys care. So it's valid everywhere. I can record me talking to you on my end. I can't. I recording me and you without telling you is actually sometimes okay, but nobody can argue with me recording myself on my end. But it all. Because you know your side, right? And that's why I have no views. Because people are like, if they can't PQRST the other side, then they shouldn't be watching that video. Right? And that's why it works. And so the guacamole at Four Seasons, they benefit. University of Texas benefits. And then South by benefits because I was DJing an API between University of Texas and South by Southwest because normally they hate each other. And so by bridging that, it's called multiple party agenda fulfillment. So if you're running an API between two entities that don't love each other, you have to do multiple party agenda fulfillment. It's like if you write code, it's like the the notes inside the code. Or in Satoshi Nakamoto's case, like the political statements. Or like the Satoshi Nakamoto Tom Brady case, it's hey, I fucking told you to not bail out the banks, Barry Obama, and you still fucking bailed out the banks, so enjoy my 9-page PDF. I'm disappearing after 2 years. Non-employee co-founder, which is also an external API. Put that in a box, it's super valuable. It's called non-employee co-founder. Do you see how external API runs everything around you? So the guacamole at the Four Seasons in Austin gets other cities like Miami and Palo Alto jealous to be like, hey, why didn't you run that cool shit here? That's why you do launch parties in not New York. And if you're doing New York, you got to do it right. What exactly are you lost with? The reverse VC pitch party. You should be lost because I stopped talking about it. So the reverse VC pitch party is you pay me $4,000 to $20,000, and you can pitch a bunch of CS people who run signature business protocols. And it's going to get sold out, and because it's South by, VCs care more about South by than they care about anything else, because it used to be cool. So if you want to pitch at South by, you got to pay me. So that's what the reverse VC pitch is. The first two VCs, they get their money back. The last two VCs, I keep that money, and what do I do with it? I make the party with that money. And I keep none of the profits, which actually ends up being a big pain in the ass, because sometimes there's a ton of money, and I zeroed out every event, so that way every event was a non-taxable event. I know, that's me PQRSTing the IRS. Some of these parties, like, I would order, like, exotic sushi and just eat it with my hands and be like, I'll take that $300 piece of fish. That was also in Austin. It just took off, and these VCs are like, I'll pay you more. I'm like, oh. Like, I open sourced it to CS majors. So if you're a CS major, you can just paste copy the reverse VC pitch. I mean, I'll pitch. But yeah, I open sourced it just like and that's when my shit started to take off in Silicon Valley, because Rolf Botha from Sequoia would pay to pitch. And then, you know, he's the only friend I have on LinkedIn because he's the one who begged me to add him. So, and then every other VC's like, because Sequoia's number one, right? Yeah, number one. So then every other venture firm, you know, wanted to do it. John Teo helped. All my PayPal people from Founders Fund, that all helped. Luke Nosek, he was the first one in. That was also helpful, is Luke Nosek from Founders Fund and the ambassador to Sweden, Kenny Howery. They're at Founders Fund, and they paid to pitch. They paid to pitch because I used their credit card number for incidentals, because I would run point on their ass. So if you're a PayPal founder, you can't roll ass in your mansion. I mean, you just can't. Like, you literally cannot fuck in your mansion. Like, fucking in your mansion's a disaster, right? Or you don't see that. Yeah, there's one dude, Rolf Botha. I know, and guess who that is? Roloff. And so Roloff's claim to fame is, I'm connected to the most connected Silicon Valley douchebag. Roloff could fuck me, but then why would he? But if Roloff disconnected it, I would just get one other dude. But it's funny though, right? Yeah, so reverse VC. What? Yeah, Botha. He's South African. Yeah, he actually got into PayPal after me. Nope, I did lead generation using Duck9. So they were beaming money to rich kids. A Palm Pilot's like fucking $2,000. So you're gonna have college kids beaming money to other college students using a Palm Pilot? I mean, nobody's using a Palm Pilot. So so I started running an external API, so I'm like, why don't you just email money using attached Microsoft Word docs? And they asked me to invest. I'm like, sure. Like, I'll just invest with the money that you pay me. So I'll invest. I'm like, what's the valuation? What's the cost for the stock? And they're like, it's going to be $400 million. I'm like, I'm the one who gets you all your customers. How is this company worth $400 million? And they're like, well, that's just what we're selling the stock at. I'm like, how much do you want? They're like, 50 grand. I was like, how about you just pay me more for fucking leads? Because it was like $12. I'm like, Peter, you have fucking fraud, because they're doing $10 for anybody with a pulse. So I'm like, how about you pay me $22.50, and I'll make sure that every college student uses it like 1 to 5 times a month. And I didn't chip in fucking 50 grand. If I would have chipped in 50 grand, I would have been a PayPal investor. But then that's also sort of good, because if I were a PayPal investor, like, you do not want me ambassadoring, okay, to any country, okay? I will be running that country. So I will literally go native. Do you guys know what going native is? It's when you live on an island and then you aren't even you aren't even from the old country anymore. You're like more psychologically Swedish than Swedish people. You're more psychologically Finland. Look at me, I'm fucking Chinese. Like I'm more American than America. And I'm born in America, but I mean, it's ditto Silicon Valley. I mean, this is all Silicon Valley shit. So if I'm ambassador, I wouldn't be doing polite Kenny Howry shit. I'd be like ambassadoring, which would not be good. So the reverse VC pitch is the first 2 VCs get their money back, and the next 2 VCs pay. Take that money, throw a big party, zero it out, which makes VCs even more pissed, because you're like, we just gave you all this money, you're not going to pocket any of it. I would zero it out, okay, as if I'm Tom Brady, Satoshi Nakamoto on the Twitter chain. So I would just take a picture, sushi, $33,000, zero alcohol, because if you buy a kid alcohol and they get their dick sucked on the premises and they catch an STD, they could sue you. No, I'm not playing that in. No. She uses teeth and you now have a blemish on your penis because of the alcohol that she drank, okay? Connect the dots. She did that on drinking tap water? So wait a minute, you're gonna sue me for providing you tap water? Was this Austin City tap water or was this filtered water? Or do you know the fucking difference? Because this judge here is not happy having to listen to me talk about penis and tap water. So maybe we drop the suit and maybe you pay me and apologize to the judge with a thank you card. Reverse VC pitch party. Just food, no alky. So then after Luke Nosek pitched and John Teo pitched, and I made my friends pay. Because I said, because you're first, I'll only charge you like $100, but I know that you're friends with me, and actually on Facebook, I have a $100 bill that Luke Nosek gave me, and then Kenny gave me $50 later, but I took a picture of it as if I'm mentoring Tom Brady to put shit on the blockchain. So it was $100.50. So it was a $100 bill and then 2 quarters. So that way it wasn't just a random hundy, it was $100.50. So I took a picture of the serial number, and then Luke's like, all right, I'm customer number 1. And then afterwards, everyone's like, yeah, let's just sign up for Chang's program. He's gonna fuck you. Well, I wouldn't even moderate, which is why I moderate well now. I would delegate moderation to a Stanford undergrad. And then I would also have major media like Janelle Wang or any Mike Arrington latchkey kid, Alexis, moderate. So it'd be a Stanford undergrad or a UT undergrad moderating the VC panel. What's a VC panel? It's VCs talking about themselves, which is a little bit like this video, but anyway. So it's a VC panel where they're talking about how great they are as a VC. I've been to those panels. Now we just get food and hashtag reverse VC. You could do it on Clubhouse. It's not. It's not happening. I'm telling you, it's not happening. Reverse VC pitch has not yet happened on Clubhouse. And so you're running an exact API. And I'm giving you permission. Larry Chang giving you permission, recording my notes for you, about you, for your reverse VC API. Hashtag reverse VC. There you go. It's free. Good job. There's a reason you're number one. There's a reason you're number one. There's a reason you're number one. I can confirm that. In fact, not only will I confirm that, if you tweet it, I'll actually reconfirm it in writing. That's actually how you lock in a deal. And I'm not joking, I will. So a verbal deal, after a verbal deal. So after the verbal deal, you say, would it be okay if I emailed you the summary? They're like, yeah, sure. That's a one-way letter of intent. Hashtag one-way letter of intent. I know we've been at this 90 minutes. This is another free 30,000 to 5 million, which is hashtag one-way letter of intent. Hashtag internal escrow. So everyone in this world's trying to do a contract. They're trying to throw a Hail Mary in the first inning of a game that they're not even in. Because it's baseball. In football, you can't throw a Hail Mary. You can't score on D. It's not good. Internal escrow and one-way letter of intent is me using, which analogy do you want? Baseball or football? Or putty? Putty. What do you want? There's only 3 choices. Oh, good job. 1 putty, 2 putty, who else? You guys are dirty. You guys are dirty, dirty. The way that it works for putty, first of all, the way it works for baseball is I start off every count, 3 balls, no strikes. So I'm at a massive advantage. If it's football, I've watched every video of every player since they were in high school. That's not Larry Chang, that's Tom Brady, who says creepy shit like, oh yeah, in college, he used to play the nickel. I don't even know what position the nickel is. He used to play a little DB, he used to play a little high safety, he used to cover the honeypot. Like, what are you talking about? Can you slow the fuck down during your pressers? And what are you watching video of a dude 8 years ago? I mean, is that like not quasi-soft porn? Like, you're watching a dude. That's football. Baseball, 3-0 count, which is actually, if we're being more accurate, sorry Juka, about the European, non-European friendly thing, but in baseball, it would be Larry with a 20 ball no strike count. So I've actually walked to first base like a ton. So my on base percentage is like 5,000%. So putty, that's getting a blowy before the party and then going to the party to then talk to putty and also talk to Dominic before I get more putty. So it's all house money, okay? And I can focus on Dominic because I'm not like, distracted with like Sidewood from, oh my God, do you remember those two? That blonde? They're both like 5'11". And then she had a friend that was like 5'10", but she was like not a lean 5'10". She was like 5'10", like $165. Right? I want to say 2015 because Anju and Neil actually got married at the Four Seasons Austin a year after that. So it was 2014, 2015. Felt like yesterday. That one girl is huge though. Dominic, what were you saying? That girl was big? Women love to dress up. Did you come to the after party? Which is another API, by the way. So the Michael Saylor after party I'm doing on February 5th. So it's an API to the 2-day conference. And the reason that that works... Okay, sorry, I'll come back to after party. After I do reverse VC. Finish it. So reverse VC, you show the VC that you're good at executing. You show the VC that you're good at tying them down for a deal. And you show the VC, hey, you have to pay me $200, but after you pay me the $200 and you actually fucking show up, then you get your $200 back. So the VC's brain's on. So it doesn't matter if it's $2,000 or $2,000, which Mark Suster paid to be at South by. I'm the guy who launched Mark Suster. Like, he did his launch party with Larry Chang. And so, once a VC sees that you can extract small money, that gets super helpful. And that's why I let it go to the environment, to the community. And then that made people even more mad. Because they're just like, what a fucker, just showing off. But I'm not showing off. I'm just showing you how to do an external API to David Weekley's reverse job fair. And he's never said thank you. Every time I mention him, he never says thank you. But I don't care. I know he hears it. That blender, I made an acai smoothie. It's delicious. That's an external API to fucking Sprouts. That's all cooking is. Oh, guacamole. The reason I actually have won guacamole competitions is I grill bell peppers. I marinate them, grill them, take the skins off, get rid of the seeds, obviously. And then chill it and then puree it. And so I've actually barbecued the guacamole, but I didn't barbecue the avocado. And I caramelize the onion, and I use elephant garlic in the guacamole. So basically I've added cooked ingredients to congeal into the guacamole. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Remember, yeah. How many times have you made guacamole? How many times have you made guacamole? No, but have you made guacamole anyway? Okay. Well, how many times have you made guacamole? That's actually a lot. I mean, granted, I've still made 7,000 times more guacamole than you, but at least it isn't 0. Are you sure it's not 0? No, but 99% of the population has never made guacamole. Yeah, good stuff. No, the pureed bell peppers, they're just great on their own. So every time you order a $25, now $14 guacamole, the economy's kind of shitty, so the guacamole's cheap. Anytime you order that at Four Seasons, know that that's my recipe. Guacamole. That guy Mario, the chef at the Miami Four Seasons, I told him, because they all swap Four Seasons all the time, right? I'm like, you should go turn around the Vancouver one, because you make all your money in a turnaround, right? I'm like, you should have each floor get different food. or the even floors, it's Asian, and the odd floors are Miami Fusion. And so that way it encourages people to come back. Be like, what kind of floor am I on? People laugh, but people would actually do that. And he's like, that would totally work. I'm like, yeah, it would fucking work, okay? And then like you make them beg and be like, oh come on. I want the odd food floor. I'm on an even floor. Come on. Look, I'll totally tip you. I mean, I'm a loyal customer here. What the fuck's going on with this property? My vagina needs to be manicured. You know what, Mr. Chang? Why don't you locate your panties and put some cream on your vag, and we'll just send you the odd floor menu, even though you're on the even floor. Would that make you happy? Just doing a hotel property turnaround with Mario. Running an API on somebody else's API. So reverse VC, like you just gotta make sure it's easy. It's a fucking checklist. I have a blog post on how to do a VC party, and then when somebody else did it, I was like, you owe me a blog post for what did you do A to Z. And it sounds sort of easy because it is super easy, but then you forget. You're like, oh, so I need to text message the VC the day before to make sure he comes. I mean, just basic shit. Like, tweet about your room 7 minutes before your room. Whatever. And so hashtag reverse VC helped people launch. And several entrepreneurs got their start at the reverse VC pitch party. Because they would, they'd have to get mind fucked too, because I charge founders $65, which if you're poor, it's exorbitant. So you'll get, with the discount code for Eventbrite, it ends up being $40 or whatever the discount code is. And when you show up, I always have some very specific dollar amount to give you back. And nobody's gonna fucking rob me for cash, right? I mean, I'm huge. And I'm at the Four Seasons, so I mean, like, nobody, and also, nobody mugs anybody at the Four. I mean, nobody's even got, they don't even have their room card. Their wallet, are you joking? Like, they got their watch, and maybe their room card. They got no ID, they got no clue where they are, because they're on freaking vacation. They lost their sunglasses like 2 days ago, so they're rocking the hotel ones. So no one's getting mugged. This kid named, it's a high table, cocktail table with a laptop with Wi-Fi, because I always dual track execute Wi-Fi. I never rely on hotel Wi-Fi, so I always travel with my own Wi-Fi, like a psycho. And so people are always impressed. They're like, wow, your Wi-Fi is fast. I'm like, yeah, I brought my Wi-Fi in. That's dual track execution. So a demo table is, you can demo and it's 1,000, but if you actually show up, I'll give you that money back. So people would be prepared because their money's on the line. It isn't a $0 party that's free. They paid $60. So they would be prepared, and every VC's like, I've never seen more people like prepared. Like, I wonder how that happened. That's the LCRRM model, the Larry Chang reverse rebate model. That rock, that isn't one good transaction. That's actually two. Because the one, if you love it enough to pay for it, you already got some value out of it. So then there's the middle part of getting the value out of it, And then there's the execution of the rebate. So I sold you a rock, a magical rock. You took 5 selfies and texted them or tweeted them. Once I receive those testimonials, I now give you your money back. But now that rock, it's sold out. And later, there isn't a rebate. That's the stepwise progression. Do you guys need me to repeat that? Initially, it's a rebate. And the product actually doesn't suck because you're hamster wheeling the back end. Good job, number 1 student Juka, because hamster wheel the back end is the API. You're the fucking API. You guys gotta look up. Do I want to tell you this? Okay, so the API. Where was I at? I was distracted. Oh, the rebate model. Yeah. So the initial batch of customers, they get a rebate, and you're running a hamster wheeled API, meaning you're doing it. Later, when your market's sold out, that's when you really start to sell. But you've already got 3 testimonials because you've already refunded 3 VCs. And granted, I kind of dicked Luke on the $100.50, but like, you know, you get to be famous on my Facebook. So like, and I'll buy you like, you know, a $500 dinner or whatever next or whatever. So the first handful of customers, like, they're your testimonials, but they're not a paid testimonial, they're a $0 testimonial. But it's not $0 transferred, you just round tripped $1,000. What's the formula for that? What's the hashtag formula for that? Because I've said it 6-7 times. What was the formula for that? What's the hashtag? What's the guac? Nah, see, number one's always number 1. He's never not number 1. I mean, fucking, I don't even remember the guy who left the room. Was it Konya? He thought I was gonna say worst to first, but did you notice I edited right before I said first? I said worst to second. That's why you're number 1. Hashtag LCRRM. Larry Chang, reverse rebate model. Hey Dominic, how do you think Steve's party sold out every time? Why would you not sell out? Because after you sell out, you can double sales. Have you ever been in one of those situations where Steve's party sold out and the next batch of tickets, you're pretty happy to overpay, right? Let me repeat what the genius Dominic just said. At every tranche, prices are increased. Cut, wedge, release. Release 1, $1,000. Release 2, $1,300. Sorry, we're now sold out. Oh, we actually found a larger venue with more space, or we rearranged the chairs so that way we can fuck you harder at the shitty concert by sitting you behind a pole. However you want to do it, but yeah, basically. No, it's not artificial demand. It's parsed demand. It's localized sold out demand. It's
complicated. There's value. Can't say artificial.